Let's go. Hey guys,
Perfect.
welcome to the newest episode of the Fitness Podcast. I'm going to be a legitimate podcaster now, so I'm all dressed up. Today's guest, we have Mr. Jay Patel, I'll, celebrity guest for this week. I'll let him introduce himself.
No celebrity guest. Just a random guy. But yeah, like my name is Jay. I met Nick in high school. I think. Wait, I met you in grade 11 or was grade 12?
No, we were in the same grade 10. I knew you in grade 10.
Right.
But in grade 11, I fast-tracked advanced function, so I was in your math class.
Right. Yeah. So again, you're a great guy, man. I have a lot of respect for you for doing something like this. But okay, so kind of introducing myself. So I just graduated from Raj University right now. I graduated in November. Sorry, end of October-ish. That's where my ceremony was. Had a bunch of courses to do, which I finished over the summer, and so I'm all done now. It's really interesting time right now because we're probably going to enter a recession. So this is the first time I'll be experiencing something like this in my life, which is going to affect me economically. So at Ryerson, I studied law and business and I studied finance. I was very the reason why I studied law is because I was very kind of interested in like the logical reasoning aspect of law. How for example, if you have something to prove, you have to back it up with some kind of support, right? At Ryerson University, like there's a business management umbrella, right? And underneath that, there's 7 different majors. So law and business was one of the majors which I decided to pursue. And yeah, I felt like it was just it was worth my money. I was being taught by real life lawyers, and I got to ask them a lot of questions and decided I decided to get a lot of perspective, and it was amazing. So yeah, I studied law there, and finance was also something very interesting to me. Like I love numbers, I love analyzing things, so that's why I studied finance. And yeah, I'm like a huge in terms of my hobbies. I love working out. Huge fitness guy myself. I know you're also a huge fitness guy yourself, Nick. So,
Yeah, I remember you actually got me into weights back in the day. You and Nick. I still remember. Yeah, it was you. I think it was in advanced functions. You were like, dude, I think I can squat you, and like in the middle of class, you put me on your back and started like doing squats.
Yeah.
And I think it was like Mr. Gallo was like, or Garcia or whatever. He was like, Nick, sit down, and like I don't know why, but the guy hated me.
Yeah. I remember I fucking squatted you in class, bro. That was crazy, eh?
Yeah, man.
A lot of ego back then. Anyways.
But yeah, but when it comes to like fitness, man, I have to. The reason why I asked you to be one of my first guests to interview on a professional thing is because last year when I was in the slump of everything, in terms of fitness, I was medically diagnosed with diabetes, and like I had a lot of stuff that was going on, and you and I had a talk in the bus. That's actually what inspired me to change my life in the last year. Since then, I've been down 75 pounds.
Wow, that's really good, man. Congrats.
Yeah, so like so you talked to me about like having goals, how to set the goals, how to follow through in terms of fitness. And that's actually the topic I want to discuss today. So I actually have a few questions to ask you.
Sure.
So yeah, I'll just get into them. So first of all, like to bring it into a general sense, for you, what do you think a goal is, and how can one find a goal specific to them?
Okay, so I prepped for this question actually. So there are 2 things I want to kind of differentiate between. Okay. Yeah. So there's something. So you can have a goal in life and you can have a purpose in life. So these are 2 things that I want to kind of talk about, right?
Yeah.
So your goal. So the way I kind of look at a goal is something to push you out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
So do something that you've never done before. So for example, if like let's say consider your example for right now, right? So like how you said you weren't into fitness that much and you kind of got into it, right?
Yeah.
Like initially that wasn't your purpose in life. Your purpose wasn't to kind of be ripped up and shit, right? But that was your goal, right? That's something that you pursued to kind of push you out of your comfort zone. So I like to and one of my goals recently is to kind of learn how to fight, right? So I want to do MMA and shit.
I'll teach you.
Yeah, that's awesome. But Yeah, so that's a goal. Goal is something to push you out of your comfort zone every day, right? It's not something that you necessarily need to like. Like you don't necessarily need to like to go to the gym. You don't necessarily, you know, uh, need to like to art to do some paintings and do mixed martial arts, anything like that. Just do it. Do it because it's gonna push you out of your comfort zone. It's gonna challenge you, right? So that's a goal to me at least. To work on your weaknesses. Um, Purpose in life is something that you look forward to every day. So it's something that you actually like. So for example, if your purpose in life is to help people or to alleviate poverty or to create something new, right, for the world, technology wise. So for example, Elon Musk's purpose in life is to make life multi-planetary. He wants to have life on Mars, and he wants to just create some cool cars and shit like that, right? That's his purpose in life. That's something that he actually looks forward to every day. That's something that he enjoys doing every day, right? So purpose is something that should drive you. That should drive you to wake up every day and it should be with a bright smile on your face. It's not something that's forced. That can't be your purpose. It's something that you really love. So if you really love producing music, then I don't care if the whole odds, or I don't care if everybody's against you for that, but you should still wake up and produce music. I don't care if your parents think that you can't be a singer or an artist. I don't care if your friends think that you're probably gonna be a flop artist. If that's something that you like, fucking go ahead for it, man. Just gun it, right? So that's purpose to me. So then I ask the audience. So you guys have to kind of ask yourself, what is something that inherently makes you happy? What's something that drives you in life, right? And purpose is kind of linked to inspiration. So if you're inspired, like you can't be. You have to do something that if you were to do something even without getting paid, that's your purpose in life. In other words, right? So just think about it like that. So a goal, again, kind of to break it into conclusion, your goal is to something that's going to push you out of your comfort zone, something that's going to challenge you. It's not necessarily something that you like, but it's something that's going to make you better. So if you, let's say if you're not an amazing public speaker, right, then take some classes on how to public speak, right? So that should be a goal. That's a goal, right? That's something that you don't like right now, but you see yourself doing it anyways. And a purpose is something that should move you in life, that should inspire you. So I think that's a little bit more related to the work that you're gonna do. I know a lot of people, they do the type of work that they don't like. They're fucking miserable. They're depressed. They wake up early to go to the type of work that they don't like doing. So I don't think you're on your purpose when you're living a life like that. So again, those are the two things I kind of wanted to differentiate.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to add to your point was if you do find something that is your purpose and you want to pursue it, you basically got to do it till with the fullest of your effort. Like you can't really half-ass it. So finding your purpose is basically finding what is your what you're willing to work.
Exactly. No, that's a good point. It's something that you have to be consistent towards. You can't just quit it halfway through. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah. You gotta choose something that you're willing to work harder than the rest of the 7 billion people on the planet. Like,
Yep.
let's say you're cooking, you want to be in cooking. I think half the people on the planet can cook, so you have to
Yep.
work as much as like so much that you're wanting to work as much as the remaining 3.5 billion people combined. So finding that is
Perfect.
something that you got to do.
Yep. Perfectly said.
All right. So just to dwell into that and get a bit more personal, I want to ask, what are some personal goals that you set based off of, and purposes that you set based off of what we just discussed, and how you succeeded in achieving these goals?
Okay, sure. So, let me. You know what? Let me share a story of mine with the audience. Okay.
Yeah.
On how I kind of went about my goals. So again, like I'm not like the most, I'm gonna go back to high school days right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to high school days right now. So I wasn't like you remember in high school, right? Like I wasn't the most attractive guy. I wasn't the most physically fit. I don't think I was very smart at the time as well. I didn't do my very best, that's for sure. Like I still remember cheating on tests and shit. Like in physics, I had a buddy of mine named Daniel. He was very smart in physics.
Daniel
I remember
Ziapko?
cheating. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm still in touch with him right now, but he's in Waterloo engineering. So again,
Yeah.
I was a fucking cheat, right? So, and the reason why I want to tell you guys is because I wanted to kind of fast track my way out of that the test, or I didn't want to fucking put in the time, right? In other words, I didn't want to put in the time and the effort which was required to succeed. So what I did was I cheated, right? I cheated on assignments, I cheated on tests, I did all that shit, right? And let me tell you one thing is that in the short run, you might kind of get away with that, but in the long run, you're not going to get away with that. You're not going to succeed. You're not going to, you're not going to better yourself in any sort of way by kind of taking the short route in life, right? So okay, so why am I telling you all this shit? Okay, so in high school when I graduated, I didn't have really good marks to kind of get into university on my first shot. So and man, that's the shittiest fucking feeling when you're sitting in a graduation ceremony or the graduation hall or whatever, and all your friends are, they're going to Queens and they're going to Western, they're doing all this, they're doing shit with their life pretty much, and you're just there, just looking down, and your parents are looking at you, and you can kind of see the
disconnect. And Mac is even worse at that. They announce where you're going in the middle of the.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, oh, here's this person signing up for the army. Here's this person doing this, and then here's this person taking a gap year to figure out what they're doing in their life. And I know a lot of people.
So that was exactly me. That was exactly me. I remember the announcer saying, we have Jay over here. He's gonna figure things out with his life. And at the time, I'm like, bro, I feel like a fucking idiot being here because all these people kind of doing, at least at the time, what I thought was that these people are gonna be successful in life, and I'm not, right? So that was kind of like the breaking point in my life, and that's when I was also like the skinniest in my life too, right? I had very little self-esteem. I was like 105 pounds, and not really doing much with my life, man, honestly. So I decided to kind of change that, right? So again, I did my extra year. I had to do some night school courses, and this time around, like I was fucking willing to do whatever it took to succeed, right? I was sitting in the front of my classes. I was asking a lot of questions. I wouldn't leave the teacher until I understood exactly everything. Like, I don't care if I'm annoying you. If I'm not understanding these concepts, you're not fucking leaving, right? That was my mentality. So I followed through with all that shit, and I literally had like a really good average, man. I ended up with an 89 average. Or when you readjust all of my high school marks, I did fairly well. And then after I decided to go to Ryerson to kind of pursue my Bachelor of Commerce degree. And that's where I studied law and business and finance, right?
Yeah.
And so again, this kind of goes back to the idea that you can fail in life, which is okay. You can be knocked down. You can be at the lowest stage of your life, and that's okay. But as long as you have that internal self-belief to kind of keep pushing and keep to achieve your personal goals, you can do anything, man. And one thing I really want to tell the audience is that never fucking listen to the naysayers. Never listen to people that think that you can't do something. You know what I mean? You have to have, you cannot let the outside noise stop you from achieving what you really want to achieve in life. So that's kind of like the number one thing I want to share with the audience. And again, what are some of my personal goals right now? So of course, fitness wise, like I was 105 pounds 6 years ago. I'm 175 right now, lean. I'm really happy with my condition right now. I felt like I put in a lot of work and effort to achieve this. And I'm very happy with my fitness goals. And of course, I'm going to keep striving to be better in terms of fitness. So again, kind of breaking down the nitty gritty, how do I achieve my fitness goals? So you have to set a target. So for example, let's just say hypothetically, we're in January right now. And towards the end of this year, you want to be 10 pounds lighter, right? So you want to cut down 10 pounds. So you have to have your action. You have to have something. You can't just have a goal and not kind of follow through it through action, right? So if your goal is in January to lose 10 pounds, by the end of December, your goal is to lose 10 pounds. And you have to, first of all, write this shit down. So write it down. So towards the end of this year, I want to be 10 pounds lighter, and write positive affirmations. So for example, something like, I know I can achieve this goal towards the end of this year. I know I'm destined to be 10 pounds lighter. I know that nothing in this world is going to stop me from achieving this goal, right? So write these things down and literally remind yourself in the morning and night before you go to bed. And that's going to enter your subconscious state, and literally you will end up being 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah, that's actually one thing that I tried to do when I was working out. I wrote it down on my vision board, and like I got a board in the back, like I built that myself, and I write it in the corner, basically what my current weight is, what my goal weight is, and the way it's faced, it's right on my next to my bed, so it's the first thing I see when I wake up. So I definitely making a vision board and seeing what your steps are, how close you are to achieving it, is definitely I do too. And going from this question to the next, I think this is a good transition point. How does how does goals in fitness help you out, and how does fitness
Hello?
help? Yeah, hey man.
Yo,
Yeah.
sorry, my laptop just shut down. So
Oh,
I know, is the recording still on?
yeah, the recording's still on, man. Sorry.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I didn't. It still showed that you were online, so I'll just repeat myself.
Sure.
Yeah, basically, from what you said, how making like goals in terms of fitness really helped you. I just
Yeah.
want to ask one, how do you put goals into your fitness in terms of like achieving them? Like,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know where to go in terms of like solving their fitness problems, like losing weight and so on. And two, how does having good fitness improve everyone's day-to-day life, and how did it improve your day-to-day
Sure.
essentially?
Okay, so my goal was to gain weight, right?
Yeah.
And I was 110 pounds, 105 pounds, and roughly around that area. And again, so I would set goals every month. So I want to be 1 pound heavier at least by the end of this month, right? So that was my goal. Your goal could be to lose 1 pound, and that's okay. But the thing is, when it comes down to fitness, you really have to focus on your macros. You really have to focus on your diet, right? It doesn't matter how much you work out. Doesn't matter, like if you're eating shitty food outside the gym, that's like you're just gonna balance it out, right? Like you're gonna put so much effort into the gym. If you're eating shitty food on the side, you're just gonna balance. You're gonna counterbalance that thing out, right? You're not gonna make some progression. So again, so if you're working very hard in the gym, then I suggest that you should also focus on your diet as well, right? So you need to search up foods. So figure out your macros, what you need to hit every single day to lose weight, and you can easily get this by just going on Google, right? So type in Google macros calculator, and type in your weight, your height, your body fat, your body weight, whatever, how much you're going to be working out. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions, right? So just fill that out and click enter, and then it'll tell you how much calories you need throughout the day. So ideally, your goal is to make sure that you're around that calorie range, right? Obviously, I understand that people are very busy with their lives. It's going to be hard to kind of calculate all this stuff. You can ballpark it, right? As long as you're kind of in that area, I think you're kind of good to go, right? Of course, you don't want to be like a professional bodybuilder or anything, so you're not gonna like nitty gritty calculate absolutely every calorie,
Measure everything by gram. That's
Yeah.
one that Russell Sprout too much. Like get on the treadmill. You don't need to do stuff like that, but
Yeah. But you need to at least have an idea what to eat and how much to eat, right?
Yeah.
So that's the number one thing. So please, I ask you guys to kind of figure out how much you need to eat, right? Go check out the macros calculator, and on the back of every single food or meat that you buy, it tells you how much exactly calories and protein, all this stuff this piece of product has. So again, I know it's going to take a little bit of time, but if you're willing to kind of invest that time into figuring out how much you need to eat, it'll be worth it in the end for you. So that's that, right?
Yeah.
And talking about my like how has fitness helped me? Oh, it's helped me fucking tremendously. Are you kidding me? So again, like you remember me in high school, man. Like, I wasn't extremely outspoken. I wasn't extremely outspoken. I don't think I was. I don't think I had like the level of confidence that I do now. And I give all of this to my fitness. Like I give everything to fitness. I think fitness has been the most rewarding experience journey of my life. I don't give a fuck. Like nothing is ever going to kind of take that away, right?
Yeah.
So number one thing is confidence, right? So again, going from a kid that was 110 pounds with low self-esteem, skinny as hell, not really driven and focused in life to becoming the person that I am right now. So fitness, in terms of confidence, has helped me tremendously. Number two is your mental outlook on life. So I realize that even my thoughts, they're a lot more organized now. They're a lot more efficient, because they're the 4 pillars of life, right? So there's 4 pillars that you really need to kind of focus on. Number 1 is your physical. Number 2 is your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual self. So if all four things are if all four things are working in your favor in harmony, then you will succeed in life. Like for example, if you're not physically very fit, but then that's going to affect your law. It's definitely going to affect your mental state. It's definitely going to affect your emotional stability, right? Your emotions are going to be everywhere. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel fucking depressed. All of that shit. So physical. What's the word I'm looking for?
Fitness.
Physical, not just fitness, but physical
Health.
vitality, health. Yeah, like your strength, your everything. It's gonna take you. It's all about longevity, right? So we want to be strong and fit when we're fucking 50, 60, 70, right? You don't want to look your best in your 20s and then you kind of let yourself go, and then after that you look like a fat slob, right? Sorry to kind of be really bold about this, but that's literally the world we live in, right? Like America, for example, like obesity rate is crazy over there.
Yeah, like what is it? Like 30% are considered obese, and like
Yeah.
other like 20% are overweight. And
Yep.
that's in kids.
Yep.
And
So,
like it just makes me feel like super sad that when I see little kids that like I was an adult like above 18 when I gained a lot more weight, because in high
Yeah.
school I was still 165 like
Yeah.
as well, but like when I got out of high school and the stress of school hit me, engineering hit me, I
Yeah.
gained close to 65 70 pounds.
It's
And
fucking crazy, bro.
yeah, man, like but like that was my choice as an adult. I had the freedom to go buy something, but like what the hell does a kid have the freedom to go buy? Like he eats what the parents give him.
Right. Yeah.
So like
So again, kind of going back to the idea that okay, I urge everybody that's listening to this to kind of self-reflect, and kind of look at your life right now and look at your eating habits, look at what you're eating, look at what you're drinking, look at what you're putting in your body, and ask yourself and be really genuine and be honest with yourself that if you continue to kind of live this life, where do you see yourself going with that, right?
yeah.
And really kind of self-reflect and really be genuine about it. Don't be like, oh, man, like I have a fast metabolism, so I think even in my 30s I'll be okay. No, man, like that's gonna slow down eventually. So really be honest with yourself, and I guess that's where I was at in high school, right? I was honest with myself. I'm like, I don't like the way I look. I look skinny as fuck. I'm like skinnier than most girls around me. I know I don't have a lot of self-esteem. I know I don't have a lot of confidence, so I need to do something about it, right? So that's exactly where I was at. That's what I did, and I'm very happy with kind of where I'm at in life, and all of this kind of goes back to fitness. So I urge everybody that's listening that if you kind of get into your fitness and you kind of get into your grind, it will pay off. Like absolutely, it will pay off in the long run. And one more thing I want to add on to that is fitness provides a structure into your life. So and that's a very important structure. So let me give you an example. Let's just say that, okay, so you go work from 8 to 4, right?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people, work takes up most of their time, right? So you go to work, you do your 8 to 4, and then they come home, and then they have nothing else to do with their time. And that's why they go on Instagram, they go on social media, and they look at all this, and they look at all these like posts of celebrities, and that makes them kind of feel shitty about themselves, and they start to eat even more unhealthy foods as a result of that, right? So what I mean structure into your life is that, okay, so let's say you go to work from 8 to 4. If you know exactly that, okay, after work, I need to go to the gym, then guess what? Your time is filled by doing something productive with that, right? So you go to work, so you do your 8 to 4, and then you come home, you eat your meal, and then you go straight to the gym at, let's say, 7. So from 7 to 8:30, you train your body part, and then you stretch from 9:30 to, let's say, 10:30. And then you come back home, you eat, and you sleep, right? You see how much more structure there is in your life now?
Yeah.
You're working, you're making money, and then on top of that, you're improving your physical health, your vitality, right? So that adds a lot of structure and stability into your life, which is going to help with your self-esteem, even at the workplace, right? So please, so take advantage of that. Take advantage of the fact that you do have a lot of extra time on your hands after work, and there's no excuse not to kind of be in shape, right? So that's that. And another thing I want to add onto that is that just because school may be over for many of you, that doesn't mean your learning stops. So the days that you're not working out, so let's say you work out Monday, Tuesday, you rest Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, you work out Saturday, Sunday, you're off, right? The days that you're not training, I also urge you to read books, right? Read books on self-improvement, self-development. Read books on human connections, how. So for example, if you're a very introverted individual, how do you become more extroverted? figure out figure out ways to kind of read about that and implement that into your life. And again, all this kind of goes back to improving yourself, right? It's going to help you improve your personality. And so that's what you should strive to do all the time, right? Just make money, get healthy, and read more and more and become more wise. Like I think that's a very good way to kind of put it. That's going to help a lot of you in terms of stability with your life.
Yeah. And like one thing that I wanted to add to this is I think for me, the biggest results I've seen in terms of like achieving a goal, I've seen in working out, because like for studying, like you can't physically see what's inside your head.
Right.
You can't see the results immediately from studying, but what you can see instantaneously is the results from working out. If you lose a pound and you step on a scale, you lose a pound. I remember at one point, like I saw this one guy who would actually like visually put up bowling balls on his cabinet, being like, for every 15 pounds he loses, he'd be like, I lost that bowling balls amount of weight. And like just visually seeing that and correlating it to your actual hard work that you put physically, I think you'll see a lot more results in the physical exercise
Absolutely.
side.
Great way to put it.
But yeah, so is there anything else you wanted to add, or?
So yeah, just again, in conclusion, kind of break it down. The main points that I kind of spoke about is, okay, self-reflect. So look at your lifestyle right now. If you're partying a lot, if you're drinking a lot, if you're consuming a lot of alcohol, first of all, it's not good for your teeth, and it's definitely not good for your mental and your physical well-being. So kind of self-reflect. Number one is self-reflect and figure out if what you're doing right now, the food and the lifestyle that you're living, is it sustainable in the long run? Okay. So that's number one. Ask yourself this question. Number two is, figure out a plan, or actually, you know what? Skip number two. Just go to the gym. Okay. Just go to the gym and just start. Like, I think that's what a lot of people have, problem with, right? It's just starting. So just go to the gym and just start working out. Even if you look like an idiot, who gives a fuck? Like, just start working out. It's better to do something than nothing, right? So start working out and then look around you. And if there's people around you that are in better shape than you, that they look like the type of person that they know what they're doing, then man, I urge you, go up to them and kind of ask them a question. Be polite about it. Just like, hey man, I saw you doing the bench press. It seems like you know what you're doing. I recently just started working out. Would it be okay if you show me how to do it, right? 9 times out of 10, people are very happy. People are going to be more than happy to help you out. So just kind of do it. And then once you kind of see your body change, and once you see like the improvement that comes with it, you're gonna be addicted to it. And then you're going to actually want to do research, and you're going to want to better yourself, right? So that's what happened with me. Like, I didn't like do a lot of research before I started working out. I just fucking went in there. I just went in there and I just started doing some crazy shit and some random shit. And then the people around me, like, that were better than me, I just asked them, like, hey man, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Is it okay if you show me, right? So that's a good way to start.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, what were we saying?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, for people who don't know what, like, to expect when they go to a gym, there's going to be two kinds of people. People that are beginners just like you, so they can't laugh at you because they're too focused on how to do the exercise. Then there's going to be people who know how to do the exercise and are too busy kissing their own biceps and admiring themselves in the mirror. So, like, no one's actually looking at you to judge how you're exercising. That's one of the biggest things that I saw when I went to the gym.
Exactly. So, like, again, like how you mentioned, there are people in the gym. Some of them people are going to be beginners. So again, I've been the skinny kid, right? So if I see a skinny guy working out, man, I have a lot of respect for you for showing up, right? I'm never going to diss you. I'm never going to like come up and roast you or make fun of you, right? In fact, I have a lot of admiration. I have a lot of respect for you for actually showing up. So just the fact that you go to the gym, I assure you that people are going to respect you just because of the fact that you're there, right? You're trying to improve yourself. Of course, okay, let's be honest. You let yourself go, you're overweight. But the fact that you realize that, and the fact that you went to the gym now to kind of improve yourself, I know for a fact that people are going to respect you for it. And if the person doesn't respect you and they're laughing and shit at you, then man, that's not a good human being to begin with. So never let someone like that kind of discourage you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, man. I don't think we got any audience questions or anything, so I think we're gonna cut it for today.
Actually, I have some things I wanted to add.
Oh, you do? All right, yeah. No worries. Go ahead.
Okay, so again, I think you sent me a question saying like, what are some of the things that's additional?
Yeah.
So some of the things I want to kind of talk about that I kind of learned and that kind of observed and read about and I've been implementing into my life. And it's not extremely related to fitness, but it's related to personal development, right?
Yeah.
So number one thing that I want to talk about is believe in yourself. And there's nothing else that I can say that's better than this point right here. Is that number one thing that you can do for yourself is to believe in yourself. It doesn't matter what type of life that you want to live, where you see yourself going, what type of goals you have. You need to believe in yourself. And I know it's easier said than done, but you cannot let the outside noise discourage you from your purpose, from your greatness in life. So if you know, and that's okay if you're overweight right now. It's okay if you're skinny. It's okay if you're not doing really well in school. Maybe you're getting C's and D's. And maybe in your workplace people are treating you like shit. Like a lot of bad things can happen in your life, and I get that, right? I've been in that place. I've been in their shoes as well, and just kind of never accept your bad situation right now to be your reality forever. That's a point that's going to drive home right now. Is that maybe I understand that maybe your life could be a shit show right now, but never let that kind of discourage you from where you're going in the future, which is towards greatness, which is towards a better life. And again, the reason why I emphasize a lot on this is because you have an obligation to be the best that you can be, not just for yourself, but for your family, for your community, for the people around you, right? Because there are a lot of people in this world that may look up to you. There are a lot of people in this world that could actually use you as motivation, right? So don't, again, if you're not doing it for yourself, do it for those people. Do it for people that are going to look up to you. Do it for those like hungry kids that you want to save down the road, right? So that I guess that's like my motivation in life. I see myself definitely doing something related to charity when I'm in my 50s, like helping people, kind of, living a life that's about giving back to the community. And just by having that mental picture in the back of my mind all the time, it really helps me a lot during the days that I feel kind of low, during the days I feel like I'm not motivated to do my best. So I always emphasize that point in my mind. I'm like, you know what, if I'm not, I have to do it for those people. So that's number one I want to talk about. Okay.
All right.
Now, number two, the second point that I kind of wanted to mention is that time is a very precious asset. It's a very precious resource. You are not getting the time back that you're wasting. So, and I urge each and every one of you to kind of go into your Instagram or your social media history and check how much time you're actually spending. Like, I can assure you that a lot of you are spending more than 2-3 hours on social media every single day, right? Just looking at pictures, looking at other people's lives, which are irrelevant to your life. And maybe that's making you feel bad. And maybe it's making you feel like shit. But you really need to kind of figure out a way to kind of either cut down on social media or kind of completely get rid of it and focus on things that are more important. Focus on reading, developing yourself. Focus on, being more connected with nature, being adventurous, going out and doing cool things like trying new sports. Like I really want to emphasize this point because once you lose this time, you're not going to get it back. And I know, and I'm assuming that a lot of our viewers are young right now. They're in their 20s, but you have to realize that when you get older in life throws more responsibilities at you. You're going to get older. You're going to have a family. You're going to have to deal with work. And it's very hard to balance all those things. And you may actually not get the time later on in life to do the things that you really can do right now. So again, do cool shit with your life right now. Have some fun, go skydiving if you've never done it. Go do surfing, just step out your comfort zone. So that's number two. Number three is when an opportunity kind of presents itself to you, you have to take it, okay? Don't wait for the perfect thing to kind of come around. It's not going to come around. So a perfect example I can kind of think of is, like, let's say maybe you're in your 20s right now and you're single, right? And maybe you're waiting for that perfect girl to come along. Maybe you're waiting for that perfect guy to come around. That's, fucking ripped up, handsome, fucking makes, a shitload of money. Like, trust me when I tell you this, you will never find someone with all those qualities combined into one. Like, this life is not designed for everybody to have that thing. So everybody's got their flaws, everybody's got their setbacks. The most you can do is kind of find a partner that's going to encourage you in improving your setbacks, and just take it from there. Honestly, like just give the other person a shot. If you want to get into a relationship with somebody, then if you think that person is not good for you, or that person's not up to your level, give the person a shot first. So that's relationship wise. Maybe even for work, I can give you an example as well, right? If an opportunity kind of presents itself where, let's say you may have to relocate or somewhere, you have to go somewhere new, don't kind of look that as a negative, right? Maybe relocating to a new place and getting a better title, you might actually end up meeting new people that are even more cooler. You might actually, be part of a community that even appreciates you more. You don't know that, right? So again, when an opportunity kind of presents itself in whatever way in life, take it, right? If someone's better than you in fitness, and if someone's telling you, yo, come to the gym with me, I'm gonna help you out, man, like, you are an idiot to turn that away. You have to just go. Like, if this person knows more than you, and if he's willing to help you out for free, then just take the opportunity and go. Okay. Yeah. So that's number 3. Take the opportunities that are presented to you in life, because I can assure you that they're gonna help you in your life. And the final point that I kind of want to drive home and kind of finish our podcast here is live up to your potential. You live up to your potential. Like, everybody's got room for improvement. I feel like everybody's born for greatness, to be honest. The setbacks that life throws at you will discourage you from kind of achieving your greatness. But I know for a fact that if you dig deep down, you are also born for greatness. You're born to be handsome. You're born to be ripped. You're born to make money. You're born to find a good partner. You're born to, live in a good house if you really want to. Are there going to be challenges in your way? Absolutely. It's not going to come to you easy, but I'd rather die pursuing, my potential than kind of sit back and blame everybody else. Like, fuck, man, I hate my boss. He's such a dick. Or, I don't think I can go to the gym because people are going to judge me. Or, I don't think I'm good enough for this girl or this guy. Like, excuses are going to come at you all the time, right? As a human being, we're designed to create excuses when we're not achieving something we really want to achieve. So, again, just live up to your potential and try not to get discouraged by, the outside noise, and honestly, just do your absolute best every day. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to the people around you.
Yeah, man, most definitely. And I actually learned quite a bit from talking to you today, and learned quite a bit from our previous discussion when we were in the bus together.
Right.
So yeah, thank you for the podcast opportunity.
No problem, man. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. Really appreciate it.
Jay's social media will be in the description. If you do want to ask for any other help, and I'll also put my information in the description as well. All right, man. I guess the podcast is over.
You did a great job, bro. You did a great job.